I suddenly think okay, maybe it's not right for me this way. Maybe I have to change something. Maybe I have to give up my school here and do something else. Maybe I should move into a community. All kinds of thoughts. And usually after 3-4 days, I start again because I'm refreshed. I'm more. I slept more and so on, and so maybe I start again and I go back to school. But
well, here's a question for you. Yeah, here's a question for you. Why do you wait for 3 or 4 or 5 days before you start looking at your thoughts to see how unwholesome they are? If you said that you'd been practicing, now you're telling me that you're not.
well, I am, but it's it's almost out of control. I mean, independent from my
No, they're
practice.
not out of control. That's just another unwholesome thought. I see you. That's a wholesome thought.
So should I just keep going and trying to throw some more wholesome thoughts? I try to not stop.
Actually, the correct word that I would use is to remember to look. To remember to look at your thoughts. Practice every day to remember to look at your thoughts so that you can start to have wholesome thoughts.
Okay.
Instead of letting those thoughts just run wild, saying that they're out of control, which is just another unwholesome thought.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I've done that, but it happens anyway. So yeah, probably more
Now,
deep. I
one of
don't
the
know.
things,
Maybe I'm
well,
uncovering stuff.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Or maybe I'm uncovering stuff, more deep stuff. I don't know, something like that. And
There is nothing deep. Everything is right there on the surface, and it happens over and over and over again.
yeah. Yeah. Why it looks like it's so cyclical? Maybe I think I'm doing practice, sustained practice during the day, and I feel okay, this is quite almost for jhana. I'm I keep up the good thoughts and so on, and suddenly after some time I completely shut down. It's like even
Yeah, okay.
it becomes
So,
really physical. It
it,
becomes really physical. Almost like
no,
I go
it's
into
not physical,
self-preservation.
it's mental. And the shutting down is mental.
Okay. Yeah.
And when you do shut down, can you see that you're shutting down and say, hey, I don't have to do that? I can still watch. So
Yeah.
really is what's happened is that after all of this time, you've actually started to change the practice rather than keeping it correct. Because you said things like that you've let it go 4 or 5 days, 3 or 4 days, being down, instead of
Yeah.
catching that after 3 or 4 minutes, or maybe even 3 or 4 seconds. You can catch that stuff and say, hey, I can do better than this. I can have more wholesome thoughts than this.
Yeah.
And this is why we recommend that you practice not just once a day, but throughout the day. That I would go so far as to say, start, and you can do this with an alarm on your phone to let the alarm go off once an hour. And every time the alarm goes off, you can say, all right, now's the time to remember to have good, wholesome thoughts. And then you start practicing looking, because if you did that, then you would interrupt that stuff before it goes for 3, 4, 5 days. Start interrupting it. So this is what I recommend, that you start practicing often.
Okay. Yeah. 10 minutes more times a day. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, practicing having thoughts of, I can do this. I can be kind to my friends. I can put a smile on my face. I can do this. I don't have to be a victim of these unwholesome thoughts, thinking that they're powerful. Those are just victim thoughts. Having winner's thoughts, like I can do this. Those thoughts can't manage my life. I'm going to do that according to wisdom.
yeah. 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 Thank you. That helps.
Now, don't feel bad because I'm saying this, but basically, it happens to everyone. When people stop calling and stop reinforcing and stop having good, noble friends, we begin to take on the habits of the people who are around us. You begin to be what your environment presents to you. And so this is why I would recommend, Pedro, is that you get back into it. But in fact, I've got a good friend for you. His name is Jesus. He's, I think, Spanish.
Oh yeah, I remember Jesus. Yes, Jesus.
Yeah, all right. So get in touch with him. Start having conversations with him. He also has a lot of knowledge about Watson places in Italy. He knows all of what's going on in Europe.
Okay. Yes.
So while you've been going to school and feeling bad, he's been wad hopping.
Oh gosh. Okay. Yes. Definitely have to come back in the sangha.
Mm-hmm. Yes, come back into the Sangha. Start having some noble friends.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I went with my mind, and said, okay, now it's time to try to be on your own and try to see what you can accomplish alone and so on. But definitely after 1 year and a half, I've maybe lost a bit of adherence to the principle of the Dharma. So maybe I twisted it my way, and so
Yes, come back. Come back and start having noble friendships. Come back and start thinking about and talking about the Dhamma, to remember the Dhamma, to remember you don't have to go deep in your own old crap. That's just an old bad habit. And when I use the word deep, perhaps a better word would be often.
yeah.
And so we're not going to go deep, we're going to go often.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so please, if you can send me the links to the group so that I can join. No, maybe I can find that online. No, no problem. I will find that
Yes,
on the
yes,
website.
it's all online.
Yes, yes,
Go to any of the YouTubes,
yes. In
because
the
you know
description.
our YouTube channel,
Yes, yes.
and every one of the the newest ones have the most up-to-date links.
Okay.
And we have the Sangha Group UK and the Sangha Group US
Go ahead.
and an active Discord
Yeah.
and some other groups. Now, we also have a working website now.
Oh, I visited like last month, I believe, out of curiosity. Uh, Last month, yeah. I think I've seen the website. I
It's
believe
not
I have to
mine.
check it out. Yes.
Too many
I have,
people involved.
yeah, I will check it out. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, so that would be the first thing that I would recommend is get back in the flow, get back into the Dhamma saddle again.
Yeah. Yeah, will best for me. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe listening to some videos.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Now there's one thing about it, and that is that um of all the very, very many millions and millions of people who have heard the teachings of the Buddha, most of them don't practice. And those who do practice, most of them practice wrongly. And so that leaves those who are practicing correctly in a very small minority. And in that small minority, those who are practicing correctly get great benefit, great fruit. And that in fact, they begin to get the great fruit so that they can, because they see how valuable it is, they want to practice more. But
Okay.
over time, if you don't have any friends and you don't hear any Dhamma, then we can get reabsorbed into society, back into school, back into the other students. And those other students, there's not very many wise sages in that group.
No. Definitely.
And so coming back to the Sangha would be the right thing to do.
Okay. Yes.
Come be in that very small minority. Very few people actually practice well enough to be happy. Everybody's chasing happiness, but they're chasing it in the wrong way. Why? Because they listen to the people in society who are chasing happiness in the wrong way. Or as the song says, looking for love in all the wrong places.
Wrong places. Yes. All right.
Instead of within your own mind. That's where happiness will be, but you have to actually change the unhappiness to happiness. You have to change all of those unsatisfying thoughts into satisfying thoughts.
Yeah.
Change those fearful thoughts into thoughts of safety and security. Change all those uncomfortable thoughts to comfortable thoughts.
Yeah.
Thoughts like, oh, this is hard to do, into, I can do this.
Okay.
I can be happy. I can do it. What a relief it is. You can do it.
Yeah. Thank you, Dhammarato. I needed this refreshment. Thank you.
I know. Everyone needs it. Everybody needs to keep coming back to the Dhamma.
Yeah.
So you get in touch with Jesus.
Yes. Yes.
Tell him your situation. Get him to advise you, because he's been in the Dhamma all of this time. He's been at Amaravati. He's been at Awad in Portugal. He's been in Watts in
Yeah.
Italy, I think.
Oh yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you,
And let
Dhammarato.
me see you on the groups too.
All right.
Start
Okay.
posting.
Yeah. Okay. I will.
Say something like, wow, it's been a long time and I'm really glad to be back here again.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot of old friends that you'll remember.
Yeah. Okay.
So are you going to start practicing?
Oh, I will, Dhammarato. I will.
All right.
Right
So
after
you
the
start
call.
practicing and then give me a call.
Okay.
Call me next week.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you again, Dhammarato.
All right. We'll see you.
See ya.
And I'm
Bye.
really happy to see you again at long last. It's been quite a while.
The same for me. Thank you, Dhammarato. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.